Hello everybody and welcome to the video. That's right, we did it. The sub 4 and all-time world record Underworld speedrun for Hades 2. I'm super happy with this run. This will be another post-commentary. I did intend to have an in-run commentary, but unfortunately I did not in fact get the audio for that. My OBS settings reset for whatever reason and it didn't get captured, so I hope you enjoy the video. Let me know down in the comments what you think of it and any suggestions, and let's get right into it. Alright, getting into the run. This run is obviously on the aspect of Medea. It is the fastest aspect in the game for speedruns. Probably by a decent margin. I personally believe that there's a couple aspects that are close to Medea, but it is pretty definitively the best overall. Now, the most common start you'll see on Medea is the Zeus special. If you don't know, Zeus special works really well on Medea. If you get any amount of attack damage boost in your attack special combo, the attack damage will instantly proc the Blitz in just one attack special combo. It's quite strong, you'll see it used in most runs. Here I get an early Hestia boon. Hestia is pretty good. Scorch in speedruns is actually pretty underwhelming. It's a damage over the time effect, which is generally just not going to be as great. But she has a lot of good utility, like Snuffed Candle and Flash Fry, which we picked up, which is great. Here, I'm debating taking Danae Dagger. I decided to do it. The only reason I was hesitating is because I plan to pick up Hera Attack here, which effectively makes the Danae useless. However, I figure having the 200% damage for just the mini-boss is still worth it, since Danae only costs like 10 gold. So here we get pretty lucky, we get Artemis, which is obviously good. When Artemis is here, she pauses the in-game timer, which is what we use to time runs for the speedrun leaderboard. And she has a really good boons as well that you want. Here, if you wait until Artemis aims at the last enemy before killing them, and you kill them during that time, it makes certain that Artemis will spawn into the room straight away after the room ends, which helps save some time. We pick up Vital Signs from Artemis, which is one of her best boons, and then we get Possessed Array from our first hammer in the shop, which is probably the best hammer you can get on Medea. It does require a gain, so it's not going to do too much instantly, but once you get a gain and the setup for it, it is by far the most damage increasing hammer you can get. Now we're getting all our skip runes here. It's a very lucky Erebus. We got Fountain, we got Cocoons, we got Arachne. This last room was also really good. It's pretty rare to get a one wave in the last room of Erebus, but we got it. Here I'm debating Hestia. I thought about Cardio Gain for a minute, but I decided that since I have Born Gain in my pool, I didn't want it, and we ended up hitting an Epic Snuff Candle, which is pretty good. So, going into Hecate at 43 seconds. This is a very good Hecate entry. Generally, anything under a minute is what I was taking while grinding out the sub 4. Hecate, on average, is around 20 to 25 seconds, sometimes faster, sometimes slower, but generally within that range. So, anything sub-minute I was pretty happy with my Erebus exit time being ideally in the 119 or lower range. And here we get a 105, which is very quick. I'm super happy with this. This is only about 7 seconds slower than my all-time best Erebus exit. So, definitely very good. Here, it's a speedrun. We always take Figleaf into Oceanus. It's pretty much non-negotiable. It's just got too much value. And it pretty much has to be taken at this stage. Heading into Oceanus. Oceanus is probably the swingiest biome when it comes to like the speed of clearing it. This biome can be anywhere from just 20 seconds to like a full minute plus. So many runs came to die in Oceanus. Here I got very lucky with a natural Chaos Gate in room 1. So I'm already feeling pretty good about this Oceanus. It's one less room to play. I just take the magic from this Chaos Gate. I know I'm going to pick up Born Gain at some point, so having more max magic is never bad. Here, this is a very good room. It's just a one wave into shop. Now here, I'm like, okay, this Oceanus is going great. I'm absolutely rolling to Hera on this mid-boss. I need Born Gain. It's pretty much the only really important piece of my build left. As long as I have Born Gain, my damage should be good until, like, Cerb, even if I pick up nothing else. That's just how good Born Gain is. Here we get Nemesis, which is okay. Like, it's a free room, so it's definitely not bad, but you do generally want Nemesis to show up in either Fields or Tartarus, as that's where she saves the most time on average. But, seeing her at all, sometimes it doesn't happen, so you can never really be upset about it. Here, I'm standing by these rocks, because when you use Raki to dig, it does pause the timer for the duration of Raki's animation digging. And that helps while Nemesis is doing her thing, doing her animation to give you money, to save some time. And then I get a very quick cocoon room that was lucky into a one-wave room, and now I know the run is very likely to be world record pace. This is actually the fastest Oceanus exit I've ever had, going into Sirens at 1:22. Here I'm debating between Tidal Rain and Oceanswell. Looking back, Oceanswell might have been the correct play here, but I was worried about it knocking enemies away from me in fields. But it's definitely a very good damage up with Possessed Ray. It procs on every Possessed Ray skull. But Tidal Rain certainly isn't bad either, so I'm definitely not upset with my choice. But Oceanswell could have been better. Here, very good Sirens fight. I have Hitch, I have Possessed Ray. They're all going to die pretty much straight away, just making sure we kill Jetty before she leaves at the start of the fight, and then it's a very simple and easy fight. Now this was a 1:32 Oceanus exit, which is, again, the fastest I've ever had, I believe. I think my old PB for Oceanus exit was a 1:40 flat or something, so the nerves definitely started hitting at this stage. I bought an Ixion going into fields. This isn't really to take. You don't want to take an Ixion into fields unless the first tree that I just entered through has 3 rewards on it. If the first tree had 3 rewards on it, I would have taken the Ixion, because it would have been far more likely for me to get what we call a 2-2 fields, where the 2 encounters I have to play are only 2 rewards each. I'm not going to get too into how that mechanic exactly works. It's a little complicated, I don't fully get it myself, but basically it was just a precaution. Athena keepsake into fields as well, I forgot to mention. She pauses the timer when she comes down, which is very helpful in fields where you're moving around a lot, and she slightly shortens one of the encounters. Generally, she's just the best keepsake into fields. There are a couple weapons that'll take Droplet for the channel and attack speed, but Medea definitely isn't one of them. I pick up Killer Current here, which is a pretty good duo, just increases that blitz damage that I have. Certainly not bad. Here I'm debating between Pom 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 and Reward. I decided to go Reward to pick up that Ocean Swell I passed on earlier, and I get it, it's only common, but again, all extra damage is good damage. And here I take the left door, because it has Zeus on it. Zeus still has quite a number of boons that would be quite good, such as Double Strike or even Static Shock. I definitely have the max magic to justify picking up Static Shock despite having Possessed. Getting pretty decent encounters here with these enemies that are worth a lot of weight, like the Lycaons and the Shadow Swillers. And I got the mini-boss in the last encounter too. There's 2 quote-unquote mini-bosses that are technically regular enemies, but there can only be one of them in the encounter in fields. They are by far the best to get in fields encounters to speeds. They are the quickest. Last encounter of fields, again, not an amazing fields by any means. You can definitely get far quicker than this. Again, you can get that 2-2, you can get really insane setups like 2 small rooms, 2 rewards, Nemesis, etc. But it's a good enough fields, which is all I needed with my obviously insane Oceanus exit. Now on the Zeus boon, I did pass up on Static Shock. That was a mistake. I definitely should have taken it. In the moment, I had worries about my magic for some reason, even though there was really no worries to be had. But I also pick up Fine Line in the end shop from Hera, which is also a decent damage increase. Just adds an extra 100 or so damage to every possessed array proc. Definitely not bad. And good Serb fight, actually. Serb fight is a pretty big choke point for Medea, I'd say. Medea actually, without like Possessed Array and stuff, it kind of struggles to scale its damage into the late game, and it leans heavily on Antler for Tartarus especially. And Cerberus can be a huge time sink sometimes. It can be up to 20-25 seconds, but that was quite a quick fight. Going into Tartarus at 2:45. Now Tartarus is on average between a minute and a minute 20. So I'm pretty comfortable that I should be able to get it at this point. But Tartarus can also be really bad sometimes. I've actually had like a 140 Tartarus before. And there's always the chance of the Fig Leaf never proccing too. So, still stressful the whole way through for sure. Here, first room, ideally you want Fig Leaf to proc in the first room, since the first room is actually, in general, one of the longest rooms. I actually get pretty lucky though, as it's a pretty quick room by first room standards, and this second room is also very good, only 2 waves of enemies, pretty quick. Third room, I'm happy to see these armored satyrs immediately. They're worth a lot of weight, another 2 wave, only a couple of enemies. Feeling pretty good. Now this room, I thought this was a Fig Leaf room until I saw the skulls, and I was a little scared when I saw these skulls. Numbskulls don't have a whole lot of weight, and they spawn very split from each other. But luckily, every enemy in the room was armored, so which takes up more weight, so there's less enemies, so it was a much quicker room. Entering Chronos at just under 3:30. Now, Chronos should always be under 30 seconds, especially when you have a build like this. So at this stage, I am pretty confident I have the run, as long as I don't die, is the main thing. And as you'll see, I definitely should have played this fight a little safer, as it gets a little nerve-wracking by the end. I have the damage for this fight to be like 25 seconds or less, depending on Chronos RNG. There's a few things you can do that slow you down by a bit, but 30 seconds is a pretty comfortable amount of time to have. Damage is good. Here I eat 2 Lover's Barriers, which was a huge mistake. I only have 1 left going into the second half of P1, and I lose my third one there too. So now I've got no protection, which is terrifying. I actually take 2 hits, almost dying. I'm now 1 hit away from death going into P2, and I'm very nervous about it. I actually mess up my movement slightly here, but it doesn't really matter. My damage is enough to phase him instantly anyway. And we get it. Definitely absolutely terrified at the end there. I was very worried he was going to do a dash, which is a lot harder to deal with without taking damage. But we got it in 3:54, no less. My old sub 4 from early access was a 3:59, I believe. So a decent improvement too. There's definitely room for improvement. I probably won't be going for it myself, at least not anytime soon. I've got other things I'd rather play. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the run and the video. Thank you all for watching, and goodbye.